So Portafort and a Ripsaw launcher in a single match. Floating rings. 10 damage to opponents within 10 meters. Oh, this is going to be kind of hard, and maybe this one also. Deploy a Portafort and deal damage to opponents within 30 seconds. Destroy giant mushrooms with the Ripsaw launcher. Visit Reality Falls, Tilted, and Shuffle Shrines. Okay, maybe they are more complex this time. Let's try to get the Ripsaw from the get-go. Okay, so I mean, nobody reads descriptions of videos, right? And who is watching me right now? But I want to complain. I want to do a little rant about the reactions I saw about the God of War release date, about the trailer, about creators, about also the God of War things. First, apparently, the actual collector edition at Jotnar Editions, they do not include the physical disc. They have the case, the metal case, but they do not include the physical copy. That for me it's super weird and it doesn't make sense, right? Why would I want case? I mean, yeah, it maybe look kind of cool, but I mean, unless you have some disc that you can keep there, there's no actual big point on having a empty disc case, right? So that's dumb. I get that little by little we are getting out of resources. I somewhere I read or I heard that there were being problems on the materials to enamel the discs, the Blu-rays, so they don't scratch. We know there are some shortage, or there were some shortage of materials for chips and so on, right? But it's like, come on, people are paying for the collector edition and you're not going. Okay, you're giving them the digital edition for both platforms, right? PS4 and PS5. But why not give them at least one physical copy of the one they pre-order, right? Or wherever, or they buy at the date. But hey, I'm not the ones to call the shots. So I was, talking yesterday about the video, right? It was fresh. The release date, the father and son trailer, and I was like, okay, I will be I won't be making a detail about the new trailer, because I mean, I'm just playing. I can't visit a stream while I visit a web page, right? So I can do like some others that they show the video, they are commenting it, they post it, whatever. But dude, first we know the reaction videos, the dumb thumbnail of everyone putting the dumbest face, like wow, right? Charges and GDMR. And they look so dumb, right? Then I was trying to watch some of them. Like, okay, let's see what are they saying. But even some flipping clickbait from the title, the thumbnail. I was like, do they really care about games? I have this problem that they say they are content creators and they're like, oh, I don't really know this game, but it's cool. Yeah, I play it. Like, you don't know anything, dude. You're just making content, but you don't even know what you're talking about. You're not even investigating the title, right? Or the game or the character you are that it is in the store. So they were like, we know in the game, in the God of War history, they mention also like Fenrir, right? And if you search a little bit, or I think they might tell about it. It's Wolfie, the giant wolf, of the Nordic mythology, that is supposed to be in the Ragnarok, kills somebody, buys spear hand, whatever, right? But they actually, tell you about it. And even if you're a little bit interested in the lore, in the mythology, you search a little bit, not too much. You don't even have to search that much. So I was watching one girl and she was like this and like, oh, okay, oh, look the video, whatever. And she suddenly is like, oh, is that Fenrir? Of course it's Fenrir, dude. That's a giant wolf. There is no other way around it. And oh, is he going to be an enemy? They have an established in the game, even though they change things here and there, that Atreus is Loki, and that Jogulmander in the mythology and Fenrir are sons of Loki. So why he should be an enemy? Right? Because they use the okay, in the first God of War, one of the trailers they show us the Grumman, right? And we were kind of hyped because we knew that Kratos used to kill giant enemies like that. But when we played, we discovered that the serpent didn't attack us. He was a good character, if I can call it that. A good creature. So the question here will be, okay, are they going to make the same recipe, you know, towards a giant like enemy, but in the end he's going to be friendly? But because we have already played the God of War 2018 game, the question will be, are they going to really keep the recipe, or are they going to twist and make him an enemy? Because we know he's the son of Loki, but people in some videos were like, is he going to be he's going to be our next enemy? They're not even like acknowledging that, hey, you know, he's Loki's son. Why would he attack us? And then, okay, when the first game came up, one of the first interviews that Cory Balrog was asked was about the change of pace in the story, right? So he told that, okay, I was confronted with parenthood, so I wanted to make that like the main point to explore, right? I wanted to show my role being a parent and all that. And it was cool. But you know, he explicitly was like, okay, this is about the journey about Kratos being a father. So of course the trailer is father and son. And okay. You know, if you try maybe even and read more than it is, you can when the phrase comes up about of the sorry, I'm trying to is that okay when you are in your weakest and you are you have a lot of fear, remember you are not alone, right? So it was okay. If you know, and they are showing father and son, it's like okay, you can rely on someone that cares for you, right? And even if you want to, you know, read more into the social life we are currently having, and in general, you know, a lot of people need a little bit of help or of need of being understand, right? Because he's trying to convey, for example, a message of being a father. He's trying to convey a message of maybe hopeful, right? That you're not alone in this world. But I found a video about like, oh, are they hinting about multiplayer by telling us you are not alone? Like, really? Is that what you're getting from that? You're making up mega dumb stories about what is going to come in the game? Like, so dumb, right? Because in some interviews he has said, right, like, okay, I wanted to express one of the things that why I wanted to express my my love for my son, for example. But I don't want to wait 15 years so he can actually read what I have to say to him, right? So he has been imprinting like this story about father and son into the game. So I would expect that that's the message they are getting. Not that there's going to be multiplayer by saying, oh, remember that you're not alone. You know? Like, what are you saying, the dumb content creators? I was in the when I saw, for example, the video, I was like, okay, they are showing, for example, in the collector's edition, the dices. Are they going to be important? You know why? Because, okay, they are actually making them like a collectible, right? Why would they pick some random item to be in the collector edition if it's not going to make or it's going to be relevant in the game, right? So I was like saying, okay, is it going to be maybe like a Gwent kind of game inside for example, Gwent in Witcher? Is this dice game or dice things going to be part of a game like that inside the God of War game? Or is it going to be just like important but just a cinematic thing in the game, right? Something important but that you don't use. I mean, I think I'm being logic in that. I'm not making stories and theories about some random like, oh, maybe the because he lost his axe in the trailer. He's sobbing. Oh, he lost the axe forever. Because I was, for example, watching that. Okay, they showed the video, but people were, oh, he doesn't have the blades on him. Imagine that Thor released him of the curse. Oh, we're not going to have the blades. Dude, what are you talking about? The first video, one of the first videos of God of War, they show the fighting with the blades. Now, because you don't see the blades in 30 seconds of a video, that half of it is just a cinematic, you are now theorizing that we are not longer have the blades of chaos. I mean, it might happen, but because you don't see in one frame the flipping blades, you are like, oh, we're not going to have the blades anymore, guys. Like, dude, really? So dumb. Well, not dumb. Okay, I won't say dumb, but what kind of stories are going right? I know that people have to bring out content, right? From one minor detail, they have to make like a 3-minute video, right? Like, oh, let me show you how to improve your aim. They tell bull thingies, and then like, okay, you just press the button that you aim with, and that's all, right? So I was like, dude, I was very disappointed in a lot of videos that I was watching, because they were like so lacking of logic. Like, I didn't want to have nothing to do with that, and I was like, okay, forget it, close it. I don't care. Let me think, what other thing I saw that it was like ridiculous for me. I saw some like nice, for example, they were like, okay, first the crows we see in the beginning, they look like colorful, like red and blue. Okay, they look like that. And they're like, okay, it might be this or that. Okay, it might be, no, but a lot of people, oh, we are getting, transformed into this thing or that. It's just so absurd. Oh, Oh, nice. Okay, I guess I can do the DMR, DMV, whatever, DMR mission with the shark. Oh, I need to find one of those. Man. That must be a pot, right? Attacking. Oh man. I'm out of here, kind of. Oh man. Yeah, I counted. So those were all the weekly quests from this week. I guess they are easy in that regard. He a bot or he really trying to? Dude, you can't really be in peace with this in this game. Okay, the game, the quests were not that difficult, I guess. So I was like, okay, for other things. Okay, they show health workers, right? And then it was like, okay, so because there is health workers, that means that we didn't. It's not canon that we saved the Valkyries. We don't know how much time has passed in the game, right? I think so. I don't think so. And we don't know how much the Valkyries, will take in fix all the guys roaming the lands. And I mean, we need, you know, an common enemy, you know, common, legendary, rare, generic enemy, and they have been the hellwalkers. So being like, okay, because they are hellwalkers, serving the Valkyries is not canon. Oh, okay, those are the bots. I was like, I want to shoot them, but those are the bots. Like, what are you talking about? You're making dumb stories again. Like, just because they are still the normal enemy, the easiest enemy we can have, that doesn't mean that helping the Valkyries were not means. Oh, it means that they are not part of the history, right? I think, and I will want that, you know, they are actually part of the history, and it's going to be that is going to be an extra, you know, extra missions, extra lore that they were trying to do their job or whatever, right? But why do you know, like, okay, they are not canon, like, oh, please. And there are probably more things that I was annoyed by. But it's like, come on, dudes, why do you need to be like dumping these dumb theories in videos? You know, maybe I know my content is not the greatest, right? But you know, those that do it in computer and edit your stuff, you know, you can put a little bit of work and less clickbaitery. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. So I found it sad that there is no actual disc in the collector edition. I think if I want logic, I will try to do it by myself. You know, as I said, okay, if they are giving out the dices in the legendary collection, maybe they are going to be important in the game. Just because we didn't see, for example, Athena, it doesn't mean she's not going to be there. Faye, Luffy, or whatever. But okay. So I was really okay. I hope that we actually don't get dumb things worrying about. You're not dumb guys like, oh, he's being so violent. Let's make the game less violent. Oh, it's, you know, they downgrade the game because of dumb people. And because because I don't, I have complained in some, or I have shared that I don't have that much memory in my game, and you can see when I play Genshin, for example, or even this Fortnite, how it loads. I don't have that much memory in my console, so either I buy some external memory. I will need to raise some games, you know, maybe Fall Guys, maybe Smite. I will have to disinstall Subnautica, Ratchet and Clank. Maybe if it comes to that, all the little the Gungeon, for example. So I don't think sadly I will be buying a special edition, and more if they don't actually have the disc, right? I'm relying on the disc so I can uninstall it whenever I can to play. And if I don't have a good connection in some time, I want to play it without having to wait to download the game. So I don't think, I mean, the money is not overflowing out of my pocket, right? So I can buy like the standard edition and then a collector's edition. So I will just buy the standard or the launch edition. I think you get like in-game armor, well, color armor, and that's all. Other than that, that's all she wrote. So we got our daily, our weeklies. We got the vibing ones. I will see you in 5 days, I guess. Or if there are summer events quest next, I will see you then.